Archangel Michael says, "It's an emergency. Big tragedy is coming your way. Open it now or you will cry, my beloved child." Have you ever felt a sudden chill run down your spine, as if someone was trying to whisper something to your soul? That whisper might not be your imagination. It could be a warning, and it could be from someone far beyond this world. Because right now, Archangel Michael has a message for you. And it's not just any message, it's an emergency. A cosmic emergency that you must hear before it's too late. Your guardian from the highest realm is trying to reach you. Not tomorrow. Not someday. But right now. Why? Because something is unfolding in your life, silently, secretly, like a storm hiding behind calm skies. You can't see it yet, but Michael can. And he's not just alerting you. He's begging you to listen. You might feel it already, like everything around you is fine on the surface, but deep inside, something doesn't feel right. That's not paranoia. That's intuition. And it's awakening because Archangel Michael is touching your energy, urging you to prepare. There is a tragedy forming in the shadows, a moment that could break you unless you are ready. This isn't a random coincidence. If you're hearing this, if these words are reaching your ears right now, it means the divine chose you. Yes, you. The question is, will you open your heart in time? Or will you ignore this and regret it forever? There are signs. Clear, strange signs that Archangel Michael has been placing around you. Have you noticed the flicker of lights when you're deep in thought? The number 1111 appearing more often. Sudden dreams where you're flying, falling, or fighting something unseen. These aren't dreams. They're spiritual alarms. Codes. Keys. Michael is desperately trying to break through the noise of your daily life and speak to your soul directly. Because here's the truth. A storm is heading straight into your timeline. And if you're not prepared, it could pull away someone you love, snatch away your peace, or turn your life upside down in the blink of an eye. But there is hope. Because Michael never warns without also providing protection. He says, if they open this now, they will survive. What if they wait? They will weep. This isn't just about fate. It's about divine timing. A portal is about to open, a brief moment where your future can be altered. You can either step through it or be swept away by what comes after. And here's what's even more chilling. Michael says the person who needs to hear this the most is already ignoring the signs. They've been numbing their soul, distracting themselves, thinking this pain or confusion will pass. But it won't unless they act. That person might be you. Don't wait for a sign that screams louder. This is the scream. This is the moment. Something ancient, something powerful, is about to collide with your present. The impact could either destroy or awaken you. Which path will you take? Stay till the end. Something massive is waiting for you. My beloved child, listen carefully, because what you're about to learn now can change everything. Far beyond the veils of daylight and the noise of everyday life, there lies a hidden doorway. And right now, the threshold is trembling. The presence you sense, the unease gnawing at your heart, is not a figment of imagination. It's the whisper of destiny calling you. It's real, and it demands your attention. You might wonder, why me? Why now? The answer is simple, yet terrifyingly heavy. Because your life, your soul, sits on a fragile balance. Something in your energy thread has shifted, and the cosmic scales are tipping. If you don't anchor yourself now, the consequences will shatter your world. Your relationships, your peace, perhaps even your faith, may suffer a blow so hard that recovery feels impossible. Remember how I spoke of subtle signs, the flicker of lights, strange dreams, a heavy weight in your chest when you wake up for no reason. These were not coincidences. Each moment with a nudge from above, a pulse from the universe. And Archangel Michael has been preparing you, one small alert at a time. But it seems you ignored them. Or maybe you shrugged them off as random, laughable, harmless patterns. Now it's no longer playful. It's urgent. There's a presence nearing, a force built on sorrow, confusion, and loss that moves in shadows. It doesn't announce itself with thunder. Instead, it creeps quietly through corners of your mind, through doubts, insecurities, half-forgotten promises, hidden fears. It feeds on silence, on emptiness, on abandonment. It will strike if you let walls crumble, if you let guards down. But Archangel Michael's warning is not solely about destruction. It's also about awakening. Because in the heart of crisis lies the seed of transformation. Yes, the storm coming may shake the roots. It may uproot you. But if you stand firm, anchored by faith and awareness, you might come out stronger, reborn, renewed, unbreakable. Right now, the world around you may seem ordinary. Same phone calls, same routines, the same familiar faces. You might even smile. You might pretend everything is fine. But beneath that mask, reality is brewing. An old wound will reopen. A betrayal might reveal itself. A dark truth you once ignored may claw its way to the surface. And when it does, it will demand accountability. Not from others, but from you. It will ask, who are you now? What will you do when everything falls apart? You will feel pain. So deep you cannot think straight. So intense your heart might cry out for relief. You might feel abandoned, alone, desperate. And at that moment, it will seem like the end. But that will be the test. Because if you surrender to despair, the tragedy will break you. But if you stand tall, in spite of the agony, then you cross the threshold. Then you ascend. I won't sugarcoat it. The coming days may be the hardest you've ever known. You might question your faith. You might doubt your purpose. You might think, why did I even get this message? But the answer is simple. Because you mattered. You matter. Your soul matters. You have been chosen not just for suffering, but for survival, for resurrection, for victory. So listen. Breathe. Feel your heartbeat. Know that every beat is a countdown. Because the moment is near. Very near. And once it hits, you will have only seconds to decide. Will you open your heart and accept the guidance? Or will you close it and surrender to fate? If you still have strength in your spirit, then don't look away. Don't ignore the creeping doubt. Don't brush aside the tremors in your mind. They are warnings, red flags, alarm bells from the divine. If you recognize them, hold on. If you feel them, act. Because your action now will determine whether you survive with your soul intact or simply exist, lost and broken. And now, my child, here's what I need you to do. Pause. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Feel the energy around you shift. Visualize a protective light forming, warm, bright, unbreakable, surrounding you. Let it fortify your spirit. Let it shield your heart. Let it be your armor when the darkness strikes. Because when the storm comes, and it will, you need to be ready. Ready to stand, ready to fight, ready to believe. Believe in the unseen. Believe in the warning. Believe in Michael's promise that light survives even when darkness sweeps through. And if you're listening, if your soul still resonates with these words, then share this message. Let others feel it. Let them realize they are not alone. Ask them to open their hearts, because many might be walking toward tragedy, unaware. Many might be on the edge of needing a push. A single spark can ignite protection for many. Comment below if your heart is trembling. If you sense the warning but don't know what to do. I'll guide you. I'll hold your hand. I'll stand with you in that storm. And subscribe, so you don't wander blind when most needed. Because very soon a moment will come. A moment so intense, so powerful, that it will decide everything. The light or the darkness. Redemption or ruin. Peace or pain. It's coming. And you must be awake. Don't skip. My beloved child, when your spirit trembles without a reason, it's never without cause. That trembling is the sound of fate shifting, one quiet ripple in the invisible realm where angels and shadows battle for your soul. And right now, that battle has reached its most critical moment. Archangel Michael stands at the gates of your destiny, sword drawn, eyes burning with divine fire. He has never looked more serious, never sounded more desperate. He's seen what's ahead for you, and the vision is heartbreaking. Not because it's inevitable, but because it can still be changed. That's why he's calling you now, louder than ever before. You must understand, this warning isn't an illusion, a scare tactic, or a mystical fairy tale. It's a prophecy, a divine interruption, a life-saving message being whispered straight into your soul. And the moment you start to ignore it, darkness finds the cracks. That's how it begins. With ignorance. With comfort. With delay. Michael says there's a decision hanging over your head. A decision you've been avoiding. It may look small, feel simple, but its impact, unimaginable. Your future branches out like roots, and every thought you have right now, every emotion you bury or express, decides which root takes hold. One leads to peace. The other leads to loss. And the tragedy he speaks of, it's not a story. It's a consequence. If you keep walking with your eyes shut, it will find you. It will take something you love. Maybe a person. Maybe a part of yourself. Or maybe your sense of trust. The one thing that keeps your heart open to the world. And when that happens, healing won't come quickly. But it doesn't have to reach that point. Not if you open your heart now. Not if you accept this divine intervention for what it is. Your second chance. And perhaps your last. Have you noticed how lately people around you seem different? Gold. Confused. Even those who once brought you peace now carry a strange distance. It's not your imagination. There's an energy shift. The universe is rearranging. Light and dark forces are moving. And you're caught in the middle. You've been chosen as a soul warrior, but every warrior needs to awaken before they can rise. Michael wants you to start watching more closely. People, conversations, timing, even accidents, they're all messages in disguise. You're being guided, tested, and protected at the same time. And if you align yourself with this calling, miracles will begin to unfold. But if you remain closed, the consequences will escalate. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly sat in silence and listened to your soul? Not your thoughts, not your fears, but the core voice within, the one that speaks without sound. That's where Michael places his messages, not in the noise, but in the stillness. and the stillness is where your answers hide. So stop running. Stop distracting yourself. Stop pretending everything is okay when your spirit is quietly breaking. Look in the mirror and be honest. You feel something is wrong, and it's time to face it, not flee from it. That's where transformation begins. If you're wondering when this tragedy might strike, the answer is sooner than you think. It might not come with thunder or sirens. It might arrive softly, in the form of a conversation that crushes you, a goodbye you weren't expecting, a moment of failure that leaves you breathless. That's why the preparation isn't physical, it's spiritual, and it must begin now. Michael urges you to speak, to express, to forgive, to make right what's been left broken for too long. Unhealed wounds act like magnets for chaos. If you let go of your pain now, you can break the chain. You can disrupt the tragedy before it lands. But if you hold on to resentment, grief, or guilt, it will grow, and it will find a way to explode when you least expect it. This moment isn't about fear. It's about awakening. A sacred window has opened, and through it flows divine instruction. Don't waste this grace. Don't let it close while you're still asleep. And if your heart is racing as you hear this, it means you're still connected, still chosen, still able to shift the outcome. Archangel Michael hasn't given up on you, and neither should you. The path to safety isn't hidden. It's lit by truth, by self-awareness, by surrender. Take the next step, no matter how painful, because in that step lies your escape from the tragedy he warned of. Now I ask you, with every piece of your heart, share this message. Someone you know is walking toward the edge blindly. They need to hear it. They need to feel it. Speak up. Don't let their silence become their suffering. Comment if you feel the heaviness too, because you're not alone. And subscribe to stay in tune with these divine callings. Let the light stay with you. Let it shield your future. Let it become your sword when the shadows rise. Something life-changing is just ahead. Stay with me. Stay aware. Stay open. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, the silence before the storm is always the most dangerous. It tricks you into believing everything is fine, that the worst is behind you, that your world is steady. But that's the moment the universe breathes in, waiting to release a wave that will either drown you or cleanse you forever. Archangel Michael is standing right there, just beyond that invisible veil, reaching out with urgency you've never felt before. His voice isn't calm now. It's filled with divine fire, shaking the very edges of your destiny. You are walking a line so thin, one wrong move could pull everything apart. And yet, you still hesitate. Not because you don't believe, but because a part of you is scared. Scared of change. Scared of truth. Scared of what will happen when everything hidden comes to light. But Michael says this: it's better to face the truth now than be destroyed by it later. The tragedy that's on its way isn't just pain. It's a mirror. A force that will force you to see the reflection you've been avoiding. Your regrets. Your silence. Your choices. And yes, it will hurt. Because truth always does at first. But if you let it in, if you allow it to strip away the lies, you will see something underneath that even you forgot existed. Power. A strength so ancient, so divine, that no tragedy can ever defeat it. That's the warrior Michael is trying to wake up in you. Not the weak one, not the broken one, but the soul that remembers its light even in the darkest night. Many people think angels only come to save, but they don't. I come to awaken. Because saving you without change is not love, it's delay. Archangel Michael is giving you a sword, not a shield. He wants you to stand, not hide. Because what's coming requires you to become more than you ever were. It demands transformation. The energy surrounding you is shifting rapidly. You may feel exhausted, emotional, confused. It's because your soul is trying to realign. You're being pulled between timelines, the one where you ignore this message and suffer, and the one where you awaken and conquer. Right now, your choices are tilting the balance. Every word you speak, every emotion you release, every thought you repeat is bending reality around you. This is real. This is happening. That one message you didn't reply to, that conversation you keep postponing, that person you pushed away, they are all part of this divine sequence. Nothing is random right now. Everything is connected. Everything is a piece of this puzzle. And the clock is ticking. You might be asking yourself, what can I even do? The answer is simple. Open. Open your heart. Open your spirit. Open your life to this moment. Stop running. Stop pretending. Stop choosing comfort over growth. Because right now, comfort is a trap. It's what the darkness wants, to keep you still while it wraps around everything you love. Michael says if you act now, just one choice, one step, one moment of truth, you will shift the outcome. You will turn the tide. You will block the tragedy. But if you wait, if you ignore this warning, the loss will come. And once it does, it won't leave quietly. It will echo. It will haunt. But hope is still here. And it's stronger than fear. That's why I need you to do something bold. Share this message. Not just for you, but for the one who's on the edge. For the one who won't survive unless they hear this. Speak it. Spread it. Let your voice be the lifeline someone else clings to. Comment below if you feel that tightness in your chest, that pressure, that strain in knowing that something is building. Because speaking it aloud makes it real, and once it's real, you can face it. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Not for numbers, not for clout, but because this connection you feel now is only the beginning. And you need to stay aligned. You need this channel to remind you, guide you, hold you when the winds rise. You feel the tension in the air. It's not stress. It's prophecy. It's the echo of something big that's about to reveal itself. Michael is already battling for you in realms you cannot see. But he can only go so far without your permission. You must allow him in. You must declare it. I choose light. I choose awareness. I choose strength. Say it. Believe it. Let it activate your soul. Because the next few days will test everything. People may walk away. Unexpected news may strike. A betrayal might shake your trust. But in those moments, don't fall. Don't forget what you were told. Remember this voice. Remember this warning. And remember, you were never alone. You were always protected. You just needed to believe. Stay awake. Stay aware. And above all, stay brave. Because what's coming will either make you or break you. But if you rise now, you will become untouchable. Don't skip. My beloved child, have you ever stood at the edge of something invisible, feeling a pull you couldn't explain? That invisible line is right in front of you now, and once you cross it, nothing will be the same. This is the moment Archangel Michael was preparing you for. The storm we spoke of, it's not a possibility anymore. It's a certainty. It's already begun. But what happens next is still in your hands. You see, the tragedy that's approaching isn't always loud or obvious. It doesn't always come in the form of a disaster that shakes the earth. Sometimes, it enters your life as a slow erosion, the kind that wears away your joy, your trust, your fire. It comes as silence in a relationship that used to be full of life, as confusion in a mind that once held clarity, as a distance between you and your purpose, growing wider every day. That's the kind of tragedy most people don't see until it's too late. But Archangel Michael sees it now, and he's giving you one final window to change direction. Your spirit has been crying out louder than your words ever could. The exhaustion you feel isn't just physical, it's spiritual fatigue. It's the weight of carrying unspoken fears, untold truths, and unseen battles. And if you keep holding it all in, something inside you will break. You might keep functioning on the outside, but on the inside, the light will start to dim. Until one day you wake up, and you don't recognize yourself anymore. But here's the miracle hiding in all of this. You're not too late. You haven't lost your chance. You're still breathing, still feeling, still connected. And that's enough. That's the proof that you've been chosen for something higher. You were never meant to drown in this storm. You were meant to rise through it. Michael wants you to understand that this emergence isn't just about danger, it's about decision. This is a divine checkpoint, a sacred pause, a moment when heaven leans in closer, waiting to see what you'll choose. Will you go back to what's safe but hollow? Or will you step into the unknown and finally claim the life you were born for? Look at the patterns around you. The people who have suddenly distanced themselves. The plans that keep falling apart. The goals that used to excite you but now feel meaningless. These aren't coincidences. They're spiritual signals, warnings, indicators that your old path has expired. And if you try to force it to work again, the consequences will grow heavier. You're not being punished. You're being redirected. There's a path opening up that leads to clarity, power, healing, but it requires surrender. You must let go of who you thought you had to be. You must release the version of you that was built on fear and survival. Only then can your true self step forward. You might feel resistance. That's normal. The ego fears change. It clings to the familiar, even when it's painful. But your soul is done shrinking. It's done hiding. And it will not rest until you answer this calling. That's why you felt so restless lately. Why even the things that used to bring you joy now feel empty. It's your soul pushing you toward transformation. And here's the truth. You already know what needs to change. You've known for a while. But you've been waiting for the right moment, the perfect sign. This is it. This message, this moment, is divine interruption. It's the sign. Don't wait for more pain to confirm what your spirit already knows. Archangel Michael is standing guard, but he needs your permission to intervene fully. You must declare your willingness to rise, to break cycles, to heal what others refuse to face, to become the one who ends the pattern of suffering in your bloodline. That's your mission. That's your power. And that's why this warning was sent to you. If these words are reaching your heart, let them move you into action. Speak the truth you've been burying. Release the weight you've been carrying. Make the decision you've been postponing. Because when you do, a surge of divine support will flood your life. Doors will open. Clarity will return. The heaviness will begin to lift. But you must act. You must commit. This is not the time for hesitation. This is the time for sacred rebellion, the kind that breaks you free from everything that was never meant to stay. Remember, you're not alone. Many souls are waking up at this exact moment, drawn to the same frequency, the same calling. They are your tribe, your soul family, and together you'll rise. But it begins with one brave step. Don't keep this message to yourself. Share it. Let others feel the fire. Let them know they are not crazy for sensing the shift. Comment below if your soul is shaking, if your heart knows the truth but needed this push. Speak it, release it, and subscribe to stay in alignment with the light. You're not just being warned, you're being empowered. The storm may be real, but so is your strength. And your time is now. Don't skip. My beloved child, there is a sacred moment in every soul's journey when the illusion shatters and the truth pierces through like a sword. That moment has now arrived for you. You've been walking through your life with open eyes, but a veiled heart. You've heard the whispers. You've seen the signs. Yet something within you keeps pulling back, afraid to fully face the magnitude of what's coming. But Archangel Michael says this delay is no longer an option. The tragedy forming in the distance is real, and the time to act is now. You have to understand, this isn't just a message, it's a divine rescue, a sacred disruption, a heavenly emergency alert ringing through your consciousness. And if you continue ignoring it, if you keep pretending everything is normal, that everything is fine, then what's ahead will not just surprise you, it will crush you. The storm you've been sensing isn't just emotional or spiritual. It's a collision of karmic energy that has been building for lifetimes. The weight of your past, the mistakes left unresolved, the forgiveness never offered, they are all converging now. You might think you can handle it on your own, that you're strong enough to push through, to wait it out. But this isn't one of those moments. This isn't a bump in the road. It's the fork where your path splits forever. Go one way, and you remain locked in patterns that have drained you for years. Go the other, and you awaken into a version of yourself that you've only glimpsed in dreams, powerful, clear, radiant. But that leap requires more than hope. It requires action. Right now, you're being asked to release everything that's false. The masks you wear, the roles you play, the lies you tell yourself just to feel safe. Michael isn't calling the version of you that blends in. He's calling the raw, vulnerable, divine soul beneath it all. The one who cries in silence. The one who carries wounds that no one sees. That soul is sacred. Its soul is powerful. And that's the one being summoned into the light. There's no more time to delay. Every moment you spend in fear, every second you spend questioning whether this message is really for you, is a second lost in preparing your soul. And when the shift strikes, it won't wait. It will knock. It will tear through your life like lightning, exposing everything. What you do now determines whether it destroys or transforms. Michael says you need to forgive. Not just others, but yourself. The anger, the guilt, the shame, you've been holding it all like armor. But that armor is killing your spirit. Let it fall. Let your tears come. Let your soul cleanse itself. Because only then will you be light enough to rise when the darkness comes. And you must prepare those around you too. Someone in your circle is dangerously close to breaking. They are hiding it well, smiling through the pain, but they are barely hanging on. They need to hear this message. They need to feel this fire. They need to remember that the divine hasn't forgotten them. Share this with them. Let them know that they are seen, that they are chosen, that they still have time. If your heart is trembling, if your chest feels tight, if your spirit feels like it's screaming in silence, speak. Comment below. Say something. Anything. Let the universe hear you. Don't suffer in silence. Don't carry this burden alone. And if you haven't already, subscribe. This isn't about numbers. It's about alignment. It's about staying connected to the divine thread that's been guiding you to this very moment. Michael is here. He's closer than he's ever been. His wings are spread over you, and his sword is drawn, not to fight your battles for you, but to ignite the warrior within you. He's clearing the path, but you must walk it. You must face what's coming not with fear, but with faith. And what's coming is massive. It's the kind of shift that people write books about, tell stories about, feel echoes of for generations. A relationship will end or evolve. A truth will explode. A door will shut so permanently it will feel like death. But it's not the end. It's the beginning. A painful, beautiful, sacred beginning. Don't resist. Don't numb yourself. Don't run. Sit with it. Let it burn through what needs to die so that something holy can rise from the ashes. That's your calling. That's why you're here. Not to survive this storm, but to become someone so transformed by it that you never have to face this kind of pain again. You've heard the warning. You felt the pull. Now take the leap. Say the words. Write the letter. Make the call. And what needs to end. Begin what your soul has been begging for. Your future is not waiting. It's arriving. And it will not wait for your fear to catch up. Share. Comment. Subscribe. Let your soul be seen. Let this message echo through your life like a sacred bell ringing through a sleeping world. Something enormous is just ahead. Stay till the end. My beloved child, the fire you feel burning inside you right now is not destruction. It is awakening. That heat rising in your chest, that sting behind your eyes, that sudden weight pressing on your shoulders. This is your spirit waking up. The divine alarm has been ringing for a while, but today, your soul finally heard it. And now, you can't go back to who you were yesterday. That version of you, the one who settled, who silenced their pain, who ignored the signs, is fading. Because once the truth touches your spirit, it marks you forever. Archangel Michael wants you to know that what you're going through is not punishment. It's preparation. You are not being torn down. You are being rebuilt. And yes, rebuilding hurts. Breaking out of the cage you've lived in for so long isn't comfortable. But what waits on the other side is freedom. The kind of freedom you've only tasted in your dreams. But freedom doesn't come without a price. And the cost is truth. All of it. Not the polished truth you tell others. Not the half-truths you whisper to yourself in the dark. But the raw, bleeding truth. The kind that shakes your voice when you speak it. That's what you need to face now. The longer you hide from it, the more power it gains. And Michael says this very clearly. If you don't face it soon, it will erupt. And when it does, it will take with it something you may never get back. This is why you've been feeling so much lately. The highs and lows. The bursts of energy followed by emptiness. The tears that come without warning. Your soul is shedding layers that no longer belong to you. It's preparing you for the next dimension of your life, a place where you are no longer surviving, but living. No longer pretending, but existing fully. And that shift demands your full presence. So many people live their entire lives avoiding this moment. They fear the pain. They fear the silence. They fear what they'll see when they finally stop running. But not you. You were chosen because you have the strength to face what others flee from. You are the one who breaks generational cycles. The one who turns pain into purpose. That's why this storm found you. That's why Archangel Michael hasn't stopped speaking your name. He's not just watching over you. He's preparing the path, moving obstacles, cutting through energies that were sent to destroy you. But even he can only do so much without your full cooperation. You must take the steps now. Say what needs to be said. Release who needs to be released. Forgive what needs to be forgiven. And most importantly, choose yourself. Not the version of you that's been tolerated, but the one who's truly meant to rise. And yes, it's scary. Growth always is. But fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal. It means you're standing on the edge of something sacred. And if you jump, if you trust, you won't fall. You'll fly. You might already be feeling the signs accelerating. People acting strangely around you. Technology glitching. Time moving weirdly. Dreams becoming vivid or unsettling. That's not coincidence. That's the veil thinning. The divine realm is pushing closer, collapsing the distance between heaven and earth, because you are at a spiritual intersection. And the decision you make in this space will echo across everything: your future, your relationships, your purpose. Michael urges you not to waste this window. It's small. It's powerful. And once it closes, the shift becomes harder. Don't delay healing for comfort. Don't choose what's familiar over what's divine. Familiar doesn't mean safe. Sometimes, familiar is the very trap designed to keep you from becoming who you were born to be. If this message is piercing you, let it. Let it go deep. Let it shake you. Let it break the numbness. The discomfort is a sacred purge. You are releasing timelines that were built on fear. You are dismantling an identity that was never yours to begin with. You are returning to your truth, and that return will set off a chain reaction of miracles. Speak now. Share this message with someone who needs it. You may be the only lifeline they have left. Let them feel the power that's moving through your heart right now. Don't let them face this alone. And comment below if this is resonating. Speak your truth, even if your voice trembles. Say it: I choose truth. I choose light. I choose me. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Stay connected to the energy that's lifting you. This isn't just a video. It's a portal. A spiritual anchor. And in the days ahead, you're going to need that anchor more than ever. The storm is reaching its peak. The next wave will either push you down or lift you into a new reality. You're prepared now. You've been armed with truth. And you are not alone. Michael is with you. The divine is with you. And you, finally, are with yourself. Stay till the end. Something life-altering is about to unfold. My beloved child, when the soul has reached its breaking point, there is only one thing that can save it: truth. Not the truth of others. Not the truth you've been told. But your truth. The one that lives beneath the layers of fear, guilt, and silence. That sacred truth has been waiting for you, buried deep inside, untouched by the world's noise. And now, Archangel Michael is here to help you unearth it. Not gently, but fiercely. Because the time for gentle nudges has passed. This is the hour of thunder. Everything you've gone through, the heartbreaks, the delays, the betrayals, has led to this moment. You might have thought those were punishments, but they were preparations. Every closed door, every lost opportunity was the universe steering you toward alignment. You were never being pushed away from your desires. You were being pushed away from illusions. And now, the fog is lifting. The air is clearing. And what's left is you, standing face to face with your real path. But this path comes with a cost. It demands that you stop playing small, that you stop shrinking yourself to fit into places that were never meant for your expansion. It requires you to burn the bridges that lead back to your old life, not out of anger, but out of love for the version of you that is finally ready to rise. And Michael says clearly, if you refuse to let go of what no longer serves you, the tragedy will strike, not as revenge, but as realignment. And realignment often looks like loss when you've been holding on too tightly. You must let go of the illusion of control. You must surrender to the higher plan. The truth is, you've been clinging to things, people, and identities because they've given you a sense of safety. But safety isn't the same as peace. What's familiar isn't always what's right. You've outgrown that space. Spiritually, emotionally, energetically, you don't fit anymore. And the friction you've been feeling, it's the universe telling you to move before it moves you. The emotional weight you're carrying is not yours alone. You're carrying ancestral pain, collective fear, the weight of others' expectations, and it's time to set it down. You can't rise while dragging chains. This is your sacred permission to release it all. You don't have to explain. You don't have to justify. Just let it go. You are not here to carry everyone. You are here to become. Michael says there's someone watching you right now. Someone in your life who sees your strength but doesn't understand your pain. They think you're okay because you smile, because you keep going. But you've been on the verge of breaking. You've cried in silence. You've screamed without sound. And you've begged the skies for a sign. This is it. This is the divine response to your hidden prayers. The tragedy that's been circling around your energy is losing power with every truth you speak. What it's not gone yet. It's waiting to see if you will choose bravery or comfort. This is a test of faith, not just in the divine, but in yourself. Will you trust your intuition when it makes no sense? Will you walk away even when it's painful? Will you choose peace over pride? You must begin to prepare spiritually. Ground yourself. Speak to your soul in silence. Ask Michael to surround you with light, with clarity, with courage. Visualize yourself stepping out of the storm and into divine calm. Not because the storm disappeared, but because you remembered who you are in the middle of it. You're not the victim of this storm. You are the eye, the stillness inside the chaos. And now, I ask you to become a vessel of this message. Share it. Spread it. Let it touch others who are silently suffering. Let it awaken the ones who have forgotten their own light. The world is changing fast. People are breaking. Souls are waking. And your voice might be the echo they need to find their way. Comment below if you feel this in your bones. If you've been waiting for someone to just see you. This is that moment. You are seen. You are held. You are heard. And subscribe if you haven't already. Let this energy stay with you. Let it walk with you as the days unfold. You don't have to do this alone. You were never supposed to. Remember this. The tragedy can still be stopped. But only if you move now. Only if you listen. The future isn't set in stone. It's shaped by the energy you pour into this very moment. And you have more power than you've ever imagined. Don't be afraid of the fire. You were born from it. Don't be afraid of the end. It's how every beginning is born. Don't be afraid of your light. The darkness is. Something unimaginable is near. Don't skip. My beloved child, take a deep breath, because this final revelation is the heaviest, the deepest, and the most transformative message Archangel Michael has been preparing you for. Everything you've heard so far, the warnings, the signs, the spiritual tremors, has been leading to this very moment. This is where the journey shifts from fear to awakening, from confusion to clarity, from trembling to rising. This is not the end of the story. This is the doorway. You spend so much of your life searching for answers, searching for meaning, searching for something or someone to confirm that the pain you carry isn't pointless. And now, as you stand at the edge of this new spiritual horizon, Michael wants you to understand the truth that sits behind every warning, every whisper, every intuitive pull. You are not fragile. You were never fragile. You were chosen because you are capable of surviving what others cannot. The tragedy that has been looming over your timeline was never meant to break you. It was meant to awaken you. But awakening only happens when the old version of you collapses. That collapse feels like heartbreak, like betrayal, like heavy grief, like the world is shifting beneath your feet. But what's really happening is your soul shedding layers it no longer needs. Layers of silence, layers of fear, layers of self-doubt, layers of pretending. Michael says you have misunderstood your strength for too long. You thought strength was about holding everything together, about being unshakable, about never showing weakness. But true strength is the willingness to feel, to release, to fall apart when necessary so you can rise again in your true form. You've been surviving, beautifully, bravely, but survival is not your purpose. You were born for transformation. This final message is your turning point. The tragedy you feared, it still lingers, but its power is drastically weakened because you have listened. You have opened your heart. You have allowed the divine truth to touch your spirit. That single act has already shifted your timeline more than you realize. The storm may still pass through, but it will not destroy you. It will cleanse you. It will strip away what was never meant to stay in your life. It will reveal truths you were too afraid to see before. And through that revelation, you will reclaim your power. Michael wants you to know that the people who leave your life now are not losses. They are divine removals. The opportunities that fall apart are not failures. They are redirections. The emotions that rise uncontrollably are not weaknesses. They are purifications. The loneliness you sometimes feel is not abandonment. It's space being created for something bigger, something aligned, something destined. Your soul is stepping into a higher timeline, one where peace is not temporary, one where love does not drain you, one where your purpose is not a distant dream, but a present reality. One where you finally understand that everything you went through was preparing you to carry a light that others couldn't hold. But before you step fully into that timeline, there is one final thing you must do: release the fear of what could go wrong. Fear is the last chain holding you to your old self. And yes, it's scary to let go. Fear feels familiar. Fear gives the illusion of control. But control is not what you need right now. Trust is. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust the divine timing. Trust that everything that left did so to make space. Trust that every ending came to make room for a beginning carved specifically for your soul. Trust that Michael has not been guiding you toward disaster, but toward destiny. And now that you've heard every word, now that your soul has been activated, now that your spirit has been stirred awake, The question becomes, what will you do with this awakening? Will you rise? Will you step into your truth? Will you embrace the light waiting for you? Will you walk forward even though the path ahead is unknown? Michael already knows your answer. He sees your strength even when you don't. He sees your courage even when you tremble. He sees your future even when your present feels heavy. And that future is brighter than you can imagine. But brightness does not mean ease. You will have moments of doubt. Moments when your past tries to pull you back. Moments when your old fears whisper lies in your ear. But in those moments, remember this. You have already survived storms far worse than the one ahead. And you survived them without the clarity you now carry. Without the strength you now feel. Without the divine protection that's surrounding you as you hear this. The tragedy you feared is no longer your destiny. It was your warning, your awakening, your turning point. This message, this journey, has shifted your timeline. You're stepping into a life where you no longer live from fear, but from purpose. Where you no longer cling to what hurts, but attract what heals. Where you no longer hide in the shadows of who you were, but rise into the light of who you are becoming. And that, my beloved child, is the miracle Michael wanted for you all along. This is the moment. This is the shift. This is the rebirth. You've reached the end of the message, but the beginning of your new chapter. Rise now. Walk forward. Your destiny is waiting.